Alright, welcome back to all my tiny tots, little ones, big kids, tweens, teens, everyone in between, CG slopes, and adults. So tonight we are reading chapters 9, 10, and 11. And if one of you could just tell me if I've read chapter 12 or not, and if I haven't, I'll swing back around and get to it next time. That would be absolutely amazing. It's so hard to believe we're nearly to the beginning, and then we'll have to start at the kind of like the end, I guess. A big thank you to all of you for all of your support. You guys have been absolutely amazing lately. And I am so appreciative of all of you. You make my day so much better with your comments. Excuse me, sorry. Alright, so for this first chapter, it's chapter 9, Dream Nap, CG Sap Nap, Little Dream. Slight content warning for upset little and mentions of a nightmare. It doesn't really go into detail, but it just mentions that he has a nightmare. He quickly sat up, his sweat turning cold, but his skin was still hot to the touch. He whined, tears running down his face, the nightmare still present in his mind. His blanket was wrapped tightly around his shoulders as he sat in the dark room, staring into the darkness. He let out another little whine. He didn't want to adventure through the dark house to find his caregiver. He fumbled around on his bed, trying to find his passy back. Once he had found it, he placed it in his mouth and felt around for his stuffy. He quickly found it and hugged it tightly to his chest. He carefully crawled out of bed, Stuffy staying in his arms and his blanket around his shoulders as he crept towards the door. He slowly made his way down the hall, fingertips slightly running against the wall as he walked so as to not lose his way. He yawned sleepily as he cracked open his caregiver's bedroom door. Sapnap sat up as the door creaked open. He yawned a bit, rubbing the sleep from his eyes. James slowly walked over to his bed, crawling up onto it beside his caregiver. Sapnap pulled the mentally younger closer to him, holding the little close and kissing his forehead. He gently rubbed the mentally younger's back as they laid, cuddled together in bed. "What happened, Bubs?" Sapnap whispered. Dream whined a bit. "Bad dream. Nightmare." Sapnap held the little boy close to himself. I feel like my throat is so clogged, it makes no sense. Anyway, Sapnap held the little boy close to himself. "It's alright, sweetheart. Nothing can hurt you now." Dream nodded, snuggling into his caregiver's embrace. "You want to talk about it?" Sapnap whispered in his little boy's ear. Dream shook his head, whining quietly. "It was scary." "It's alright, Bubs. None of those dreams can hurt you now, not even the scariest ones. How about a story instead? Peace?" "Sure, Bubs. Once upon a time there was a little prince. He worked hard and always protected his people no matter what, but many of his citizens disagreed with him. The prince was brought to a secret building for his safety. His guards protected him as he lived out his days in the secret building, while his kingdom fell to ruin as the invaders ran in." Chapter 10, CG Dream, Little Technoblade, Big Whisper. So this isn't really like canon or anything, because I'm no good with canon events. Y'all probably know this by now. This is kind of like when Dream was first arrested. Except Dream and Techno aren't like enemies. So yeah. Oh yeah, mentions of prison. Sorry. Mentions of prison, y'all. Alright, chapter 10. CG Dream, Little Technoblade, Big Whisper. Ever since his CG's arrest and imprisonment, Technoblade found himself feeling stressed out more often, finding no way to relax or de-stress. That's supposed to be de-stress, not distress. I apologize. Until one day he slowly broke. Ghostbird noticed the horrible changes within his twin. He traveled across the lands to the prison. Once he got there, he begged Sam to let his twin see Dream without arresting him, as Technoblade was a wanted criminal. After many hours of arguing, Sam finally agreed. Ghostbird returned to Techno's home, hidden away deep in the forest, and headed inside. Techno was curled up in a ball on the floor, breathing erratically. Oh yeah, slight mention, panic attack, I'm pretty sure. Sorry, I should have proofread this. Ghostbird kneeled down beside him. Techno, he said calmly. Techno's face slowly rose to meet his twin's, his eyes splitting every which way. Ghostbird's face set into a small frown as he pulled a lapis stone out of his pocket and placed it into his twin's hands. "You're here with me, Techie. It's okay. You're safe," Ghostbird whispered as he pulled his brother into his lap, gently rocking side to side, whispering other small reassurances. After around 20 minutes, Techno was once again calm as he and Ghostbird took the familiar path to the prison. Techno made his way inside on his own, his mindset not yet small enough to forget the weight of his caregiver's cell. Sam followed behind him, making sure he didn't try any funny business. Outside of Dream's cell, Sam turned to Technoblade and Ghostbird. "You know not to try anything, right?" Sam demanded from the two of them. Ghostbird and Techno nod. Sam flips a switch, and the lava wall starts to rise. Techno runs forward. As the wall finishes rising, he quickly collapses in Dream's arms, crying into his caregiver's t-shirt. Dream holds Technoblade close to him as he rubs the little's back, slowly calming him. The lava wall falls back into place, leaving Technoblade and Dream in his cell. "It's alright, Bubs, I'm here now," Dream murmured quietly, continuing to calm the little down. Techno snuggled into his caregiver's shoulder, finally calm. Dream wipes away the last of the little's tears and pulls the little into his lap, whispering more soft reassurances as the little lets out a soft whine. "I know, sweetheart, but it's okay," Dream quietly reassures the little sitting in his lap. Techno nods sleepily, his thumb slipping into his mouth. Dream coos lightly, holding the little close to himself. He hummed quietly, rubbing the little's back. "Sweet dreams, Prince," he murmured quietly, kissing the boy's head. Alright, Chapter 11, The Bench Trio. CJ Rambo, Little Tommy, and Tubbo. I believe it's the Bench Trio. I could be very wrong, because I've seen, like, Bench Duo and then Bench Trio, and I don't understand the difference. It's like it's either with Rambo or without Rambo, and just... I think it's Bench Trio, though, because Clingy Duo is Tommy and Tubbo. So, anywho, I hope you enjoy. Tommy sat on the floor in his headspace with Tubbo, the two of them giggling quietly as they played with their stuffies. Rambo walked into the living room, Michael resting on his hip. "Hey kiddos, having fun?" Rambo asks, placing Michael down on the floor by the littles. Tommy answered, being the older of the two. "Paying stuffies, one join?" Rambo smiles, kneeling down beside the boys as Tubbo hands Rambo a stuffed elephant who is named Lily. He babbles incoherently for the stuffed bee in his hands. Tommy nods and babbles back. They then turn to Rambo, waiting for his character to respond to the other two. Rambo mumbles out a soft response and Tubbo giggles, flapping his hands as Michael joins in, playing with them. Tommy babbles a bit more, turning to Tubbo, waiting for his character to answer. Tubbo makes his bee nod viciously before Tommy turns back to Rambo. "Cans, bees, O's, to the pot, ox, blah, 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 blah." Tommy asks shyly. "Or can we go to the park?" is what he's asking. "Sure, kiddo, let's get you through change into some more suitable clothing, though. Do you think you could help Tubbs change? Blah, blah, blah. Rambo asks, getting up and picking Michael up. I can do that. I'm a goy," Tommy answered, reaching for Tubbo's hand. Rambo smiles and nods, taking Michael upstairs to his bedroom. After around 20 minutes, having changed both himself and Michael into more comfortable clothing, Rambo picks the boy up and walks down the hall to the little's nursery. Laughter could be heard from outside the door as he raised a hand and gently knocked on the door. Rambo almost fell over as the door swung open and Tubbo sprinted out, jumping onto the Enderman hybrid. "Whoa, Bub, slow down. Where are you going in such a rush?" Rambo asked as he resituated Tubbo so the little was resting on his other hip. "Wanted to find Appa," Tubbo babbled out softly, snuggling into Rambo's chest. Rambo smiled down at the little in his arms, gently kissing the boy's forehead. Well, you found me, he said jokingly. He glanced up and saw Tommy, standing in the doorway, just in his usual outfit of his red and white t-shirt and blue jeans with his black sneakers. A confused look crossed the Enderman's face as Tommy smiled lightly, taking Michael from the elder. Let's go to the park, Mr. Bossman, Tommy said cheerfully. And that is the end of this one, lovelies. Once again, if you all could tell me if I read chapter 12 or not, that'd be absolutely fantabulous. I know I could probably go back and look, but I'm really, really lazy. So, before you leave, I have a quick project that I've been working on that I wanted to show you all, if it'll load. Okay, ignore that one. This one. So, this is just a random idea I had. I probably should have said trigger warning for blood. But it's from Tokyo Ghoul, and it took me like a week to do it, but I really like how it turned out. So, yeah. And then my current idea for a pair of sneakers I want to do is this. So I don't know how many of you have seen Demon Slayer, but this is like Enmu from Demon Slayer the Mugen Train. Amazing movie. I absolutely love it. So yeah, that's what I want to do on my sneakers when I have the chance and when I'm actually talented enough. Let me just tell you, it wasn't easy to do all this detail. It was insanely difficult. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Farewell for now to all my tiny tots, little ones, big kids, tweens, teens, everyone in between, CG slips, and adults.